Hey everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into a powerful verse that really sets the stage for one of the most incredible prayers in the entire Bible. It's Nehemiah chapter 9. It's verse 9. It says, "You saw the affliction of our fathers in Egypt and heard their cry by the Red Sea." Now this verse might seem simple, but it's packed with so much meaning. It's the beginning of a long prayer of confession by the Levites, where they look back at Israel's history with God. And it all starts here. Two key actions from God. He saw and he heard. Think about that for a second. The Israelites were slaves in Egypt. They were suffering, oppressed, and desperate. And in their darkest hour, they cried out. The verse tells us God wasn't distant or detached. He was intimately aware of their pain. He saw their affliction. He wasn't just a spectator. He was an active observer, fully tuned into their situation. And then it says he heard their cry. This isn't just about sound waves reaching his ears. In the Bible, when God hears a cry for help, it almost always means he's about to act. It's a promise of intervention. And where did this cry reach its peak? At the Red Sea. Imagine the scene. The Israelites are trapped. The most powerful army in the world is breathing down their necks, and a massive body of water is in front of them. It's a dead end. Their fear must have been overwhelming. And in that moment of absolute panic, they cried out. What happens next is legendary. God doesn't just offer words of comfort. He rolls up his sleeves and performs one of the greatest miracles ever recorded. He splits the Red Sea. He makes a path where there was no path. He leads them through on dry ground and then closes the sea over their enemies. This isn't just a rescue, it's a statement. It's God showing his people and the world that he is the God of the impossible. But his care didn't stop there. The rest of the chapter, which flows from this verse, recounts how God continued to be present with them. He guided them through the vast, confusing wilderness with a pillar of cloud by day and a pillar of fire by night. He was their constant GPS, their protection, and their guide. He never left their side. Then they get to Mount Sinai. This is another huge moment. God doesn't just send a text message or an email. He descends on the mountain in fire and speaks to them from heaven, gives them his laws, his statutes, and the gift of the Sabbath. He's not just their rescuer. He's their lawgiver, establishing a society built on justice, righteousness, and relationship with him. He's teaching them how to live as his people, a life of freedom, not just from slavery in Egypt, but from the chaos of a life without purpose. And even in the harshness of the desert, God provides. When they're hungry, he sends manna, bread from heaven. When they're thirsty, he brings water out of a solid rock. He sustained them day in and day out, proving his faithfulness in the most practical ways. He commanded them to go and take possession of the land he swore to give them, a land of their own. Now, here's the really powerful part of this whole narrative that Nehemiah 9 lays out. Despite all of this, the miraculous rescue, the constant guidance, the divine provision, the people repeatedly disobeyed. They complained, they rebelled, they even built a golden calf to worship right after hearing from God himself. The theme of this chapter isn't about their failure. It's about God's relentless faithfulness. Nehemiah 9 verse 9 is the starting point that reminds us God sees our struggles. He hears our cries. Whether you feel trapped like the Israelites at the Red Sea, lost in a wilderness of your own, or just hungry for direction and purpose, this story is for you. It shows us a God who is deeply involved, incredibly powerful, and unfailingly merciful. His faithfulness doesn't depend on our perfection. It depends on his character. So, when you're facing your own Red Sea moments, remember this verse. Cry out to him. He sees you, he hears you, and he is the same God who makes a way where there is no way. Thanks so much for watching today. If this resonated with you, hit that like button and subscribe for more content like this. We'll see you in the next video. Stay blessed.